All new music sucks. Everything on the radio right now is total trash. Every single new artist I've heard in the past few years is garbage. Back in my day, people wrote real songs. When I was a kid, artists were real musicians. Do we really have to keep doing this? Every generation since the dawn of time has thought the previous generation was worse off, especially when it comes to music. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I've become more and more fed up with that whole kids these days and back in my day thing. I'm getting to the age now to where some of my friends are becoming those old guys who don't like anything the young guys do, and the young guys don't give a flying flip about anything the old guys say. I still remember pretty vividly, because it was only a few years ago, having conversations with older guys than me about music and about how they thought what I was listening to was total crap and how the era they came from was by far the best for this reason or that reason, whether it be songwriting, skinny jeans, synthesizers versus electric guitars, or electric guitars versus acoustic guitars. There's always been this superiority, better than you kind of thing that comes along with new generations of music, and I don't understand why people are like that. I'm a millennial, I think, or an elder millennial or something. So I remember going into the big box stores and there being thousands of CDs and some vinyl and tapes and VHS and then DVD and Blu-ray later. And a lot of my friends are very nostalgic for that, going in and flipping through a ton of CDs to find the one that you want, going over to the little CD player demo thing they used to have where you could put the CD in there and listen through a few tracks before you committed to buying all 12 because you couldn't buy one at a time. Me personally, I don't miss that at all. I used to go in those stores and get super stressed out immediately because I would go in looking for something very specific. It was either Jimmy Eat World, Foo Fighters, or The Killers most of the time. I would just get overwhelmed and felt like I needed to run out the door because I didn't want to sift through all that stuff. I wanted it to be set up to where I could just go in and say, "The Killers, please." And then they would bring me Hot Fuss. So for me, I much prefer the internet age where I can just go to a search bar, type in what I want, I have it immediately, and I don't have to deal with that whole thing. I think in the same way that a lot of people are nostalgic for those stores, they're also nostalgic for the music. It's not that the music was better. It's not that it was produced better or written better or played better. It was produced different, written different, played different, not better. They're just nostalgic for it because that's what they were listening to when they were going into those stores and drinking 15 Cokes a day and then skateboard off to get hurt somewhere trying to grind down a handrail at a courthouse. I do have very fond memories attached to that music, but I don't think that it's better. It's just nostalgic for me. There's a big, big, big difference. If you're one of those people that likes to talk about your generation's music as real music, keep in mind what you're remembering and what you're referencing is the best of your generation. You're not talking about your generation's music as a whole because your generation, regardless of which one it is, made some very crappy music. There's a lot of talk about the Beatles, the Eagles, Chicago, Journey, etc., etc. But nobody ever talks about Ace Frehley's solo record. Why's that? Why don't y'all ever tell me about Ace Frehley's solo record? Why don't you want me to go listen to that music? Do you not love it? Was it not real music? Was it not better than what's on the radio right now? Because it's from your generation? I'm pretty sure people in the 40s that grew up in the 20s thought Louis Armstrong was a far superior artist to that new guy all the teenagers were listening to at the time, Frank Sinatra. Louis was real music. That Frank guy, garbage. All these kids are listening to Frank Sinatra. What's wrong with them? That's not real music. I can't even imagine what those people's parents thought in the 20s the first time they heard Louis Armstrong's voice. Cloud! There are a lot of artists out right now that I don't think are as good as Frank Sinatra. I would probably listen to Frank Sinatra's music over some of these new artists, but there are some new artists that I would listen to over Frank Sinatra and Louis Armstrong and the Beatles. There's good music out now. There was good music out then. There's bad music out now. There was bad music out then. Nothing has changed. The methods have changed. The execution has changed. The instrumentation has even changed. A lot more of it's done on a computer. Less of it is done on an acoustic guitar, which is my favorite instrument of all time. There's arguably less done on the electric guitar now, but when the electric guitar became a thing, there was way less done on the piano, and people used to get mad about that because they were nostalgic for the piano. Now people are getting mad at the computer because they're nostalgic for the guitar. Before the piano, people hearkened for the days of the harp. Before the harp, people longed for the days of the lyre. Personally, I exclusively listen to the music of King David because he made real music, and I don't think we've done anything worth putting our ears on since then. I'm just kidding. I literally listen to everything. I have a 14-year-old daughter. She picked out this shirt, and actually she tried to steal it from me last week because she decided that she likes it enough to where she wants it. But now it's mine, even though she picked it out. This is my shirt. I'm wearing it. I'm a 30-something-year-old man wearing a shirt picked out by a 14-year-old who also listens to music picked out by a 14-year-old. My daughter loves new music. But she also loves The Killers and John Mayer and Michael Jackson. She just started her own vinyl collection, and she has music in it all the way from back from the 60s all the way up to Olivia Rodrigo. And for all you purists out there, guess what she does? She has her vinyl player hooked up to a Bluetooth speaker. She listens to vinyl through a little JBL speaker. Oh no, she's ruining the mix. She doesn't care. I don't care. How do you think she discovered bands like The Killers and Queen and artists like Michael Jackson? Me. I showed her that stuff. That's some of my favorite stuff. I showed it to her. She gave it a chance. She listened to it. She loved it. She took it as her own, and now those are some of her favorite artists. She didn't say, "Shut up, Dad. I don't want to hear your old music. Your music sucks. My music is best. Your music is not real music. My generation's version of music is real music." She didn't do that. She listened to it, gave it a chance. She loved it, and now it's in her vinyl collection. There is some music I've showed her that she didn't like, but the stuff that she does like, she keeps. Why do I have an appreciation for artists like Jake, Olivia Rodrigo, and Benson Boone? Because she showed those artists to me. And it's some of my favorite music. I've listened to that new Benson Boone record 100 times since it came out just a few days ago. All of Jake's music is in very frequent rotation on my Apple Music account, alongside all of my other favorite music. She's not telling me my old music sucks, and I'm not telling her that her new music is unartistic, uninspired trash. Because neither one of those things are true. The way I see it, there's two options here. One, we can either listen to music from other generations with an open mind without deciding we hate it before we hit play, regardless of the fact if they use our favorite instruments or our favorite recording techniques, and actually give it a chance. Or two, we can keep thinking that our generation's music is far superior to all other ones, especially new ones, and slowly become that person who people don't want to hear talk because all you talk about is back in the day. I personally love talking to people that are older than me about their experiences, about the music they like, about the things they used to do, because I do think it's important. I do think we can learn from each other, and I think especially older generations have very important life-changing, life-altering values that they need to pass down to the younger generations. But hating on a younger generation's current experience is not the way to do it. All that's going to do is make them not listen to you at all when you talk about anything, because they're just going to shut you off because all you do is hate on their stuff. Most of all, music is subjective. Art is subjective. If you think new music sucks, you're right. If you think old music sucks, you're right. There is no absolute truth when it comes to art. If you think it's good, it's good. If you think it's bad, it's bad. To you, that's your opinion. Your opinion of what is better and what is worse is just that, an opinion. But of course, if you've paid attention at all in the internet era, you will have found that one thing people love to do on the internet is give their opinion as though it is absolute fact. And in most situations, it's not. With anything relating to art, it's subjective, it's up to interpretation. There is no right, there is no wrong. Some people watching this video listen to my music and like it. Some people that are watching this video may go listen to my music afterwards and hate it. That's totally fine. That's how music works. We do have the ability to disagree about what is good and what is bad without trashing each other about differing opinions. My Granny Harden, who is no longer alive and was one of my favorite people to ever walk planet Earth, had this thing that she would do when she disagreed with me on something. She would laugh, look at me straight in the eyes, and say, "I love you." It was like she was saying, "You're an idiot, but I love you anyway." She was the epitome of, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. I think we need a little more of Granny Harden when it comes to this subject. I, for one, think there is a ton of incredible music coming out right now, and I don't want to miss it just because I don't understand it the first time I hear it. I refuse to become that guy. If you ever catch a glimpse of me becoming that guy, please call me out on it. I'm begging you to call me out on it. Anyway, I was just thinking about that today, and pretty much every day for the past decade. It's been driving me insane, and I had to say something about it. I would love to know your thoughts on this subject, even if you disagree with me, because like I said, there is no absolute truth in art. You can even disagree with what the heck I just said. Let me know in the comments. Tell me your favorite band from back in the day and your favorite current artist. That'd be a fun little exercise. If you enjoyed this video and you're wondering what kind of music I make, watch this video. If you don't care what kind of music I make, watch this video anyways. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Go down to the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Just be nice to each other. Don't be that guy. Thank y'all for watching.